Yesterday afternoon, we filled up at Jervois Station, which is a working kettle station and the last fuel stop for the next 700 kilometers to Birdsville. Because it was already quite late, we found ourselves a camp spot not far from Jervois Station.
So first night sleep here out at Jervois, and I have to say it was pretty cold. Just want to see what temperature my lithium battery is. Because, yeah, really, it was very fresh. Lithium is only 9 degrees. That's good, so that means...
One thing I hadn't tested with the DCS under bonnet lithium setup is how it performs at minus degrees.
Nothing there, but yeah, it's definitely well cold house here. I reckon it was 0. And my sleeping bag, or my sleeping bag solution, I think they lost a bit too much down over the past 3-4 years. I wasn't cold, but I was also not toasty warm. With my -2 Kathmandu and my 0 degree Kathmandu, so I think I need a better winter sleeping bag. I hope the kids were alright in their swag. I haven't heard much, so that's a good sign. Yeah, there is ice on the stretcher here. It definitely was fresh here. So kids, how did you sleep?
Good.
Warm enough?
Yeah.
That's good. Sleeping bag, fleece inliner, another inliner. That's good. So I was right, it was a cold night. One of the guys had a thermometer. How cold was it?
-3 according to the thermometer, and there was in fact ice.
According to the ice on the table.
And ice on the table was
Yes,
the other.
I think my sleeping bag lost a bit of its down over the past 5 years.
Well, it wasn't quite warm enough.
Oh, it was borderline, you know. Oh, boys lost the radiator cap. What happened?
One of those great things, radiator cap. Lucky you check the vehicle every morning.
Yeah, good. So what during the last check and now?
Yeah. So the last check, obviously didn't put the cap back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ran all day yesterday without any engine heating, so
Good. But now we need a cap for the oil, so we try to manufacture a little bung here. It was a new traveling constellation for most of the parties, so it usually takes a few days to get in the swing of it and a good routing.
That's great. Wow. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
He likes that attention. Did you take a good photo, Summer? Yeah, I took a good photo. His legs look like froggy legs.
Yeah.
Hands warm, you probably like
You just want to kiss it, don't you?
We eventually all got going again, and it wasn't far to the turnoff to Batton Hill. Given there was a reasonable amount of corrugation on the trek towards Batton Hill and we were about to start desert country, I aired down to my desert pressure of around 15 psi. Boys, what happened?
We lost the
We lost the wheel nuts.
We'll just take them off this. Just get they must have all been loose because they lost one, I found one, and there's a third one loose. I suggest you have that handy and check it. Yeah, that's not better. She's up on the roof, you think she's on a safari.
officially on the Hay River track. Just past Batton Hill, at lunch there, and yeah, now Hay River, a little bit corrugated at this stage, but I hope that will change soon.
Let's have a look, see.
Some unknown rattle, new rattle.
Yeah, I heard it way back and it wasn't bothering me a lot. Let's get something to lay on.
You know what? We could mark it with a duct tape. And then we'll see, but we can see it's. I don't think it's moved.
That's
honestly.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good holding up well, that cap.
Like a brand new one.
Good on ya.
Yeah.
That is flat. To be honest, I was a bit surprised that the boys had a flat tire. However, their Rockblade MT767 is a very cheap Chinese mud terrain tire. And yeah, interesting to see how quickly that was punctured. The boys will be plugging the sidewall now, and I'm interested to see how well that will last on these cheap tires. That's it. Second one goes in.
And will this hold the trip?
Careful.
Again, don't let it ride on.
Yeah, will this?
Depends on the tire and the sidewall.
Like
Shortly afterwards, we crossed the Tropics of Capricorn, which is the southern boundary of the tropics. Crossing the Tropic of Capricorn means we're leaving the tropics. We made it up to Dingo Well. Myself and the kids had a quick shower there, and then we camped just a little bit before Dingo Well. Today was Radix and Campers Pantry time. I tried one of the Campers Pantries, and the kids had Radix. Radix is supporting me with their meals for 2 years now after I did all my initial research, but I wanted to mix it up a bit, so I did a bit more research, found a Campers Pantry, contacted them, and they are wholly Australian owned and provide some very different meals to the Radix. So guys, which Radix are you guys eating?
The plant-based Mexican chili with avocado. It is
And?
like my favorite one. It's the best out of the ones I've tried so far.
Yeah, it tastes like a proper meal?
Yeah, like I can eat it continuously and it tastes really good.
Yeah, I have to admit I tried it and I love it, absolutely. But today for me is here a Campers Pantry, spaghetti bolognese, and Radix doesn't have any noodles, so I find it quite good to have a few of them mixed in. Very different taste, and yeah, I really enjoy that as well. I got up fairly early to film the sunrise, and I noticed that the fire was already going. So I had a look down there and I found Theo sleeping in the chair around the fire, because apparently it was too cold in his bed. Sunrise, someone was a bit too cold here. Morning, that's alright. Were you too cold? Were you too cold in bed?
Not as cold as last night, but
No?
yeah, I was a bit cold.
We can now travel the Hay River Trek thanks to Joel Fleming, who grew up in Alice Springs and contacted Lindsay Bookie, one of the traditional owners, and after a few discussions, Lindsay and Joel managed to forge a trek down to Madigan Camp 15 in 1999. Unfortunately, Lindsay passed away in late 2014, but his family still maintains Batton Hill Camp. You require a permit to travel the Hay River Trek, and the cost for it is at present $220. While not challenging, it is remote desert travel, so you need to be fully self-sufficient and well prepared. Vehicle recovery can be very expensive. Ensure you carry a PLB and ideally also a satellite phone, and travel in a group. First day on the Hay River, how was it?
Good. Yeah, very spiky. A lot of spike bushes.
Yeah.
A lot of dirt.
Can you believe it? I did not bring shorts. Either my silliness, packing, I forgot to put my shorts in. So I only have one pair of pants, the one I started with. But luckily, Ian gave me one of his pants. So I shall be alright.
pays to have a few maps, because here, Hema Great Desert Northeast, for example, on memory maps, I have Dingo Well, yeah, but if we go on Explorers, Dingo Well doesn't exist. So, yeah, different apps have different things or don't have them. So I'm wondering what the bird is eating paddy melon. We actually discussed today that even the birds don't touch it, but something has dug into that paddy melon here. Keep in mind, they are not edible. It's really kind of torture, because you have them everywhere in the desert and they get much, much bigger and they look like watermelon and juicy, but yeah, not edible, unfortunately. But just on the way to Lake Caroline, there's quite a bit of water here. Look at this. That's a giant kind of lake. So yeah, keen to see where there's some water at Lake Caroline. So you may see the water now in the back here, popping up. Quite a bit of water. Quite the birds and everything. It's fairly spread out. We didn't even have too many birds last night at Dingo Well.
There's water in the desert.
Yeah, water in the Simpson Desert.
You're gonna send that to my dad. There's a photo of me going across it. Found no shrimps.
Don't come back without shrimps, Ian.
Yeah.
It was pretty good timing, and it was awesome to see so much water in the desert. Sometimes you can find some shrimps in these water bodies in the desert, but we didn't see any this time.
So we've got another sort of 6 or 7 k's, isn't it?
Yeah, see this sort of, it's like, you know, we're like following the overflow in.
Yeah.
That's where bits have been flaked a piece of. They've flaked off.
To make tools.
Yep. I'll make some for Chris.
Oh yeah, show me what they're doing. So this is napping, is it?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's razor sharp. You can do your tattoos with this, can't you?
Yep.
What have you found?
Oh, this is a habitation site.
Oh, yes.
Wait, what does that mean?
Edges, see the sort of snowy like stone chip?
Yeah.
They're actually bone.
Bone.
They break the bones up to get the.
So all this is bone.
And that's the typical habitation
Because
site.
they want to live.
So they're into some sort of manufacturing here.
The flies were actually pretty moderate this year in comparison to other years. But let me show you my fly dance and the way I get in the car without having 50, 60 flies coming with me.
How many flies on the back? 30 or 40 around you. Not at all. Wow. Don't be quick. Did it well.
Yeah, to be honest, hey, river trek first time for me. I assumed we would be actually more driving in the river, but so far there hasn't been zero driving in the river. It's a fairly well-defined track. Stage is a little bit overgrown. Beautiful colors here with the red and the brown grass and the green trees and little dunes. The sand is fairly hard packed, so nothing soft. A quick update on the Thoraya XT Lite satellite phone, which I'm testing now for the past 2 years. It has been provided to me by Setphone Sales to see how I travel with it and if I find any reception holes. I had Iridium and Inmarsat satellite phones before, and now the Thoraya for 2 years. And like on all trips before, I had absolutely zero issue with the phone and had so far reception whenever I needed reception. What I really like is that the base fee is only $15 per month, which I even could suspend but really haven't bothered with so far, and that I have an Australian mobile phone number. Usually it is quite expensive to call a satellite phone from a regular phone. However, with the Australian mobile phone number, anyone who calls a satellite phone only pays the fee for a regular mobile phone call, which in most cases nowadays is free. I find this solution works best for me because I can have unlimited time in case I have any mechanical issues or even medical non-emergency issues without having a prepaid plan or running out of credit or having horrendous expensive telephone bills. Not to mention that the kids can talk as long as they want to their mum, so yeah, it works perfectly for me. But now it was time to settle in for the second night on the Hay River Trek. Simpson Desert, what are we doing, Summer?
We're checking for anything unusual or anything that might be different in here.
Under the bonnet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. DCS, lithium batteries under the bonnet in the desert.
Yeah, they all look good.
All looks good though.
Yeah. I don't think anything's rubbing or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Happy?
Yes.
Good.
All good.
Part of the kids' responsibility is to do their own pack-in and setup of their camp. And I have to say, for two lightweights, it is not the easiest to roll up that swag, including 2 sleeping bags and all their sleeping gear. So they did a pretty good job. Third day on the Hay River. Not too far from the intersection, the Madigan now. Had a very good night's sleep with a fairly warm night actually, so obviously getting in the desert less dew, which is good. We also came across one of my YouTube subscribers and the only other car we really met on the Hay River Trek. So how are you? Shout out to you, man. We're not too far now from the Madigan Line Intersection. Certainly a bit more deserty feeling now, but quite a few trees around here. A lot of them dead, but also some beautiful river gum.
I found a snake. I don't know what type of snake it is, but yeah.
I have to say, I'm a bit disappointed how little information Explore Oz has for the Hay River Trek. So I really find the old HEMA map much better there. That's northern sheet, I think. And it has some Aboriginal mitten sites, it has good camp spots. Yeah, far more. It has Dingo Well, far more information than Explore Oz. Mind you, having a look at the new HEMA 4x4 Explorer Premium maps, I can't find any information beside the trek either. It's interesting that the new premium version has less information than HEMA's old maps. No time for hot coffee, so I haven't tried that actually, how instant coffee tastes cold. I mean, I drink cold coffee at home. That's a job. Not bad. It's indigenous mid inside here.
We'll have a look. See how the teeth are.
Ah, yes. So what would they do with that, Bill?
It cuts better.
Full of cow.
Oh, like a serrated knife?
Yes. That's just a discard off a core. You can see where bits have been flaked out of. See the hollows? Similar here, we can see the scars on the that's on the inside. We can see the scars. Those 2 unsuccessful ones. That's a good one. Cats
You reckon
didn't suck the marrow out? Yeah.
That's bone here?
Yep, that's bone. And that's from cracking the bones and sucking the marrow out. Yet these bone splinters everywhere.
Yeah, we just visited that indigenous tool workshop on the Hay River Trek. And we know why it was there, because there's quite a few quartz deposits here on the way. And I guess they would have taken the quartz from here, went to that tool shop, which at times probably had water, because there is also some midden residues. And yeah, done their work there. Quite interesting. This brings us to the end of the Hay River leg of the trip. We are not far from the intersection of the Madigan Line, and after that we will be heading cross-country, so stay tuned for the next episode. I spent considerable time and money creating these videos, and I need your help to continue doing so. Yes, I do receive some AdWord revenue, but that does not even cover the fuel cost for a trip. So if you enjoy my videos, please like, share and subscribe, and if you can, please consider becoming one of my Patreon supporters, and with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or 2 per month, you can support me in creating these videos. As a Patreon supporter, you also have a few benefits, like early access to my videos, you can ask me a direct question via the Patreon platform, and you have a good chance of winning some of the products I test and give away to my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you along the treks.